We're in as a Leo Club advisor, and keep in mind that this is all test data and a test system. So the names are going to be very different. They're going to be called like example 12 or different things. So they won't be actual live data. So if we run into any issues, I'll certainly call it out. Otherwise, I'm hoping that we can just get right on through what you would normally do as a Leo Club advisor to manage the club. So a Leo Club advisor is a member of a Lion Club, right? They're assigned as a Leo Club advisor to the Leo Club. So what I have to do as a Leo Club advisor is get to my Leo Club if I'd like to help, manage the club. I can do that a couple of ways. One of the ways is if I know the name of the Leo Club, I can just type it in the search and different uh, names will come up. And if I can find my club, I can go ahead and just click on it and go in that way. Or I can click into my primary club because that is the sponsoring club of the Leo Club. And when I click onto my club, which is the Lions Club, I can just scroll down and look over here at the bottom right to where there's a few lists. There's the members of my club, the officers of my club, and the clubs that my club sponsors. The Leo Club will be in that list. And if I click on it, I'm looking for the Alpha Club. So I'm going to go and I'm going to scroll until I see it. And once I find the club, I can go ahead, select it, and view it. So what that's going to do is it's going to bring me into the Leo Club page. Notice that the type is Alpha Leo Club up here, so I know I'm on the right page. It lets me know how many active members are in this club. And now I can start looking at this page's details. If I scroll down a little bit, there's three tabs here, just like if I were on my regular club page. There's not as many, but there's the club details, so I can look at the club details. I can look at any reports available for data export, and I can also look for any club activities that this Leo Club has done. I'm going to go ahead and let this list load as I continue to talk. This is one of the lists that take a little while, but it will come up. And we're working to get some of these lists that take a little while to load. We're working on that right now to get those generated much quicker for you. But in the meantime, over to the right, you'll see two more tabs over by themselves by the blue buttons. You have member actions and you have club actions. And both of these tabs will present different buttons to you. And this is where you will manage the club. So as a Leo Club advisor, I can select club, manage club members. And it's going to allow me to actually add, edit, delete members, do whatever I need to do. Manage club officers will allow me to add and end officer terms, and I can view the club officers. This button that says View Club Officers will give me some options, such as I want to see the ones in the past or the current ones or any future officers, so I can see different lists. Before I continue, I am going to bring our eyes back over to the service activity list that generated. Notice it gives both my primary club and any Leo club. So it's a full list, but you will be able to see the Alpha Leo Club activities. And if you wanted to just see those, you can type in a word that will bring up that specific section. It's going to take a minute again to load. Oh, there we go. So now I've just kind of sorted it by Alpha Leo Club. And then so these are the service activities for the Alpha Leo Club that I'm interested in right now. Okay, so back over to the right, we're going to go ahead and click on Manage Club Members. And here's where I can choose to add a new member, edit a member, reinstate, transfer, or drop a member. I'm going to go ahead and add a new member. And once you know how to do the club manage depending on your position, it's the same throughout the entire system. So if you're a club secretary of a Lions Club and you sponsor a Leo Club, you could certainly come and help the Leo Club do this. It's the same process, nothing changes. So once you understand the flow, you'll be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and type in sample Alpha Leo. I'm just going to say 1. And I'm going to pick a date of birth. Believe the Alpha Leos are the youngins, so I'm going to go ahead and choose 2009, and I'll make a male. And notice that it says search. This means that the system is going to search these 4 pieces of data to see if it can find anyone in the system that matches. And if it does, it will bring up that member or a list of that member for me to select. This can be helpful with different lions, maybe some Leos, but if there's no match, it just brings you right into the other fields that you can enter for this person. So I'm going to go ahead and enter the address field, which is required. And then once I'm done with that, all these other fields are completely optional. You're welcome to put them in. I always like to make sure we get an email address for people. And then any kind of mobile phone number or other type of communication that you'd like to make sure you have for this person. And if they had an occupation or a spouse, and then you're going to click next. And then the system is going to go ahead and start creating a record behind the scenes. Once it's done, it's going to start asking you about the membership. So you have to say when this person will start and the type. Now, it defaults to Leo member because it knows you're in a Leo club, so there's really no other choice there. For the membership category, it defaults to active. In the very rare case, you might have a member at large. And then we'll go ahead and select next. Notice that it brings up, please confirm that this member has parental consent. This is only going to generate if the person you're trying to enter is less than 18 years of age. And you must indicate that it has parental consent. If you do not do that, the system will not complete the process, and this member will show as pending and not as an actual active member. And then when I select next, it's going to go ahead and create the membership for that person. Okay. The page refreshes. Once it's done, it gives you a quick green success message, and then it refreshes the screen. And the reason it refreshes is so that you can come down here and take a look at your members and find the member that you just entered. And the member I just entered is this last one. Example Alpha Leo 1 is the last member that I entered. Now, some of these quick views can be challenging to read. You can see how things are truncated. If you ever want to expand this list to see a better view, you can select View All, and the list will come up with a much nicer, cleaner view. And again, you can just scroll to find the person that you just entered. Okay. If you are seeing any kind of link, these links are going to bring you to another page. Keep in mind that this membership ID on the far right is not the member ID of the person. This is a system generated member number. If you recall when I said we were adding the contact information and then on top of that we did a membership record. If I open this membership record, and let's go ahead and look at the one we just entered. If I open up this page, it's just going to bring me in a little deeper to the member. This is showing me the name that I entered, the club that they belong to, and anytime you hover over, the system will give you information, a little bit of information. I can look a little bit further into the information about this person. Not much, it's just about the membership, the join date, and little pieces down here for their hierarchy. But the other thing you can do is you can go one step further. So now you see the name of the person. Notice when I hover, I see a member ID. That's the true member ID. That's the member ID that you're interested in. I can also click into that link and get further into the contact. So this is example Alpha Leo 1. This is the person I just entered. I can see their member ID and so on, and all the information that I entered. It also starts keeping history of people. So if you look over here, you'll see their memberships. So if at any time this person maybe drops this club or becomes a member of another club, that history will follow this person. It will show you if there's any if they sponsor anybody and if they hold any titles. So we want to get back over to that Leo club. There's a few ways to do it. We can use the backspace. We've been through a few screens, so it'll take us back a few screens. We'll have to click it a few times. I can also type the club name in the universal search again, or I can just select the link on the page. In this case, this is the club name, so I can just click on that club name and it brings me right back to that page that I was working on. So that was adding a member. Now I'm going to do an edit member. What it does is it allows me a list of members to choose from that I want to edit. I'll go ahead and select the one I just did, or I can type in the name in the search if I have a lot of members and I want to go directly to one. Click next. And now it's asking me what about this member do I want to change? Their personal details, which would be their name and gender and date of birth, that information. Or I can choose contact details, which would be their phone, their email. There's a specific one for address. And there's membership type. This one for Leos should just stay the same. You should never have to come in here unless you're changing it to that rare member at large. Okay. So that's how you would edit a membership. I don't think I have to go through it. It's pretty basic, as you can see. I can also reinstate a member. I would need to know Leo that had dropped and then go through the reinstate process. The system would just walk me through. I would have to know the name or the number or something about the drop member. There's no drop members in this club, so I can't choose. But if there was one, it would give me a list of drop members to choose from. The transfer member is also available. You need to know the name or ID of a Leo who has been dropped from a club before. I apologize. You don't even need to know. They don't have to be dropped. You can transfer a member that is still a Leo from another club as long as they I believe hold a membership. So you're good for the Leo there as well. And then finally, you can drop a member. So if you go into drop member, you will see all of the active members in the club and you can just select the one that you would like to drop. And if I go to, let's just go to this one. You would select what end date you would like them to end in the club. Let's pick today and the reason. And if you had any further details, you could say why they're dropping. And once the system processes a drop, it tells you it's successful. It refreshes the screen again so that you can go and look at the dropped member. I will view all. And it should show inactive. Yeah, here we go. And that's the one I just dropped. I'm going to go back to the club by clicking on this link up above. The club name was at the top of the list. Now I'm going to go through the Manage Club Officers button. When I'm managing the officers, I could either create a new assignment, end an assignment, or add an officer address. So I'm going to create a new assignment. I'm not sure if I have any positions open, but we'll see what happens. If you know what, I'm going to come out of this process real quick. I'm going to just slide down here. I'm going to look at the club officer list. If I really wanted to know who's assigned to what, I can really quickly come down here and take a look. So if I look at my list, and actually I think I will view all just so that it's a nicer view, I'll be able to see the active officers in the club. And I see that we have a Leo president, a Leo club treasurer, a Leo club secretary, and a Leo club membership chair. So it looks like all of the positions are taken. The club advisor also is showing here on the list of officers for the Leo club. So no problem there. We can end a term and maybe start another one. So, or we can assign for the future. Either way, they'll look very, very much the same. So we're going to go ahead and click and manage club officers, create new assignment. And I just want to come in here first, even though we know all the positions are assigned. But I want to point out what this looks like. So at the top, you'll see, are you assigning a Leo Club advisor? You must select yes if you are. Now, I am the Leo Club advisor. I said I'm in as the Leo Club advisor, so there's really no reason to select that. However, I want you to notice that if I select yes, and the person who would need to do this assignment is the sponsoring club secretary, president, or administrator. So those are the three positions that can come in here and assign a Leo Club advisor. And once you do that, then the Leo Club advisor can come in and begin managing the club. So if I said yes, you'll notice that this whole list of lions have changed because these are now a list of the lions that are available for Leo Club Advisor. Notice when I deselect this, this list is changing from 67 lions to my 23 Leos. Because if I'm not assigning the Leo Club Advisor, I'll be assigning somebody as a position in the club. Now, as I said, all the positions were full. So if I did try to assign somebody, the system would let me know that there is no position available. I'll just click that guy, click next, and it'll say there are no vacant positions available. So it won't let you do it. Or so no worries if you're unsure, you forgot to check. The other thing is we're going to end, you can do a create in the future. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'll go ahead and create an upcoming Lion Year assignment so that it'll take. I'll assign the person I just did to the future term. And I'll make that person the Leo Club Vice President. Now, as the system creates the record, again, tells you success, it asks you if you want to enter another officer title assignment. Oftentimes, when you're creating the future assignments, you're doing them all for next year, one in a row. So if you were doing that and you wanted to do another one, you could just continue. I'm going to say no. But you'll get this question regardless whether you're doing it for current year or next year. And then once you're done, you can come here and look at your list of officers, or you can go into the View Club Officer button either way. And I think I'm going to view all because I like that list better. And I should see the officer assignments, and then the ones that show pending are the ones that are assigned for next year, and you can see that the end date is listed there. Okay. And remember, this is a test system with test data, so you may not be seeing, um, you know, accurate data. We play around in here as well. So if you have any questions, just ask them, and I'll be able to call those out if there's any change or any data issues. But that's managing club officers, pretty simple. You can create a new assignment, you can end an assignment, or you can add an officer address. Sometimes people want their Lion or information to go to a different address other than their home, and you could certainly set that up here. If you did select somebody, you could go ahead and do that, and it would open up a page. Now notice that this address is the same as the home address. Addresses will always default to the home unless changed. So you don't even have to really save this or enter it. It's just, it is what it is. If I just close this out, their home address is their address. So that was your member actions. You can manage members, or you could manage your club officers. Now under club actions, I'm going to go through um, the items here. So you can get membership cards for your Leos. So if I click on that, it's going to show me a list of all the Leos in the Leo Club. And all I really need to do is select the ones that I want to print a card for. And then I'll click next. And it gives me options of how, the paper, how it should print on paper. It gives me any good standing date, and then I can just click next if everything looks good. And the system should then generate what the cards will look like. We'll give it a second. There we go. Coming up. So this isn't showing a completed card, so I'm going to say that it is because of the system. I did this and it worked the other day, so I'm not really sure why it didn't come up with actual data. I'm going to try it one more time because it did show the card nicely, but I've been yeah, I'm going to just say this is the test system, but you can see where the card would show. You would have multiple cards per page, and they would list out the information for the Leo. If you select Edit Club Details, this will allow you to edit the actual club details itself, meaning if you wanted to add a website or a club description and so on, meeting address, location, all of that could go in there. And then finally, View Reports. Now, View Reports is where you would get Leo certificates and all the old Leo reports from MyLCI. Don't need to open all of these. I'm going to assume that these reports are standard for you guys. These, like I said, these were exactly like they were in MyLCI. So if you've used them there, you definitely will know to use them here. I did prepare a Leo ID for the membership certificate. So I'm going to go ahead and see if this pulls up correctly. So this is also blank. So again, I'm going to say this is due to the system right now because it was working the other day, and I know that we're going to be refreshing this test system, but as you can see, it would call up the Leo certificate. Okay, So at this point, I think the best thing to do is talk about service activities because this is pretty much the extent of what you can do to manage the club. Now we're going to navigate to service. So we're going to click service and my activities. Because in this page, and again, the same list is going to start to open here, which is great. But while it's opening, I can also just select this button. This is where you're going to select the create service activity. Now, the same people who can help the Leo Club in managing their members and managing their club are the people who can help create a service activity. So that's the um, president, secretary, and admin of the Club who sponsors the Leo, and it's any member of the, or excuse me, any officer, president, secretary of the Leo Club. President and secretary can all the members can create. Only the president and the secretary can report. The Leo Club president, Leo Club secretary. And then we also allow the district admins and multiple district admins to help the Leos as well. So as I create the service activity, the system is going to ask me for which club am I creating a service for? Because I'm a Leo Club advisor, I can create an activity for my regular Lions Club. Now I can't report that activity. I can only help and enter data for it. But a officer of the Lion Club is the one who can report that activity to LCI so that it shows on the reports. Now, since I'm a Leo Club advisor, I also have the option for the Leo Alpha Club. Now, the Leo Alpha Club, if I select it, because I am the Leo advisor, I not only can help create and enter data, but I can actually report this when it's ready to LCI so that it goes to the reports. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to click Next, and I'm going to enter a title, Test Leo Activity. Um, I'm going to select the type of activity. Now, this creation is exactly the same as any Lion Club, so there's no changes here. It was just making sure you select the right club at the beginning if you have options to do more than one club. And once it creates, it's going to open a form, a service activity form. Notice that the Leo Club is the sponsor of this activity, and it's in draft status. And I'm going to kind of scroll down just a little bit to get more of the form in view. And I'm just going to collapse these little sections in the details so that we can just kind of see what's included in this form. Notice that there are image upload availability. So any service activity that has images, you can upload images to. Right now, there are none. Notice the information section. The information section says what kind of report type service project that you said you were doing, donation, service project, fundraiser, one of those. Notice there's a report complete box that needs to be selected to get the data to LCI. So until that's selected, no data is going to LCI reports. All of these fields can be entered, the cause, the project type, the description, and so on. So this first piece, this first section has the most information that you need to enter. Notice that there is an edit button up to the right, top of the page. It's alongside copy and delete. So these are your options for managing this service activity. We're going to edit, so I'm going to click that. I could also click any of these. Pencil icons would do the same thing as clicking edit. It opens up the window so that all those fields are selectable now. The report complete button needs to be selected only when the activity is passed and you have all of the metrics entered. If you try to report something that's incomplete, it will not let you do that. For now, we're going to type in the cause. I'll say childhood cancer. We'll say awareness. We'll type a description. Scroll down. We're going to pick a start date. I am going to do this in the past. If it's in the past, we can report it. If the end date is in the future, we cannot. People served, total volunteers. If any of the participants were non-Lions or non-Lion family members, you can indicate that by checking those boxes. And then total volunteer hours. Now notice if I keep scrolling, I see another section called optional metrics. If for any reason this particular service project also had funds raised or funds donated, or I want to let them know that it was a donation to LCIF, all of that can go in here. It's not required based on the type of project you're doing. Any additional details, this section allows you to flag it as a signature activity for the club or if it was funded by LCIF grant and so on. You'll see there's a place for a venue, a start and end time, and so on. Now, the reason that these are optional is because this is a past activity. A lot of times you don't need to put all of this stuff in if you don't want to. There's nobody's trying to find where the activity is taking place or anything because it's already done. But if you're setting up a future one, you may want to come in here and enter some additional information. So once you've entered all of the information that you feel you've got, you can click save. Now I'm clicking save without selecting the report complete. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to the list, service activity list, and take a look at this activity. If you're helping the Leo clubs and you come to the service activity list, you can scroll or if you can sort certainly by any of the items listed here, however you'd like. You can search for a name of a service activity or the club. And when you do that, you'll get your list of activities. And oh, I'm sorry, this isn't showing what I want. I'm really hoping that it shows again. Hold on one moment. It's hard when you're using a test system, so I apologize. But it should show the activity that I just created and saved. Just might be taking a little bit. So let me see if I do it. Maybe I want to sort by the end date. Make sure I'm seeing the most current end date. Can't remember which one I did. I think it's, yeah, here we go. It's test Leo activity. There we go. Notice that the box is not checked here. I had said I did not report the activity. If you're checking to see activities that have been reported, this is a great column to check because if it's not checked, that means that LCI does not have that on their reports. This goes for Lions and Leo clubs. So if you're checking this list, look for that checkbox. If you notice that one needs to be reported and is not, you can click the link of the service activity, go directly into the service activity. You can click the edit button and you can select report complete. You certainly have an opportunity to review, make sure everything looks good. And again, if you have permission, you can click that button and report the activity. Okay. Now to upload images, all you really need to do is come over here. It doesn't matter when you upload images. It could be any time. You could either select an image from your computer system or you can just drag and drop. So I'm going to select, I can't remember which ones are good at photos, so bear with me. Yeah, we'll just do that one. I don't know what that is. We'll find out. When you select the image and you see it listed here, then you can click upload now. Now you can continue to add images to the list. We'll do that one. Again, I'm hoping these are good images because I can't remember what they are. So let's see what I got going on here. So once I upload the images, it tells me it's uploaded successfully. I can get thumbnail views here. Oh, doggies. Thumbnail views here, or I can also go over to the image gallery to manage those photos. So if I click image gallery, those photos are over here and I can either delete them, or if I click on them, I will get a carousel and I can flip through the images. I can download an image, which is kind of nice if there's any image you'd like to keep on your computer. Otherwise, I'm pretty much done with this activity. I've reported it and now it will be generated to the to LCI. All right, next I'm going to show you where you can find some of the data around Leo clubs. What I'd like to do is navigate to a actual person. I have to go to production to show you the KPI dashboard, which is one of the locations that has the data from service as well as Leo's. Before I do that, I am going to go over to the Leo Club one more time and talk about the data export. The data export is a location where you can view service activities in an exportable format. You can do this with members, officers, and service. There's a member contact information report. I'm going to go ahead and run that report. Oops, sorry. That did not work. I'm in, like I said, I am in uh, the test environment. So I'm going to try one other report. If they're not working today, I will apologize and say that they should be working in production. But let me, and we can test it in just a minute because I do plan to go over there. Okay, let's try the service activity one. Hopefully that one will work. Nope, our reports are not working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip over to um, production. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen for just one moment while I do that. So bear with me as I flip over. And if you are thinking of any questions or anything, make sure you're writing them down or raise your hand um, while I log in here. All right, I'm getting there. Thank you for your patience. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, we are now in production and I'm going to go to the KPI metrics. So if I go to KPI metrics, which is here on the reports insights, I'm going to go to KPI metrics. And this is the dashboard that you can go to get information about Leo's service. If I click on service drill down, notice at the top I have options. I can select the date range of activities. So if I wanted to go from July of 2024 to November of 2024, so I'm looking at this year, and I only want to look at Leos that are in good standing, and then I can view the report. So I do have options to filter here if I wanted to try to find the Leo club I'm working with. Now this is production, so it's not going to show our test Leo, but this is more to kind of show you how to use the report I know it's very hard to see because it's very small, but I'm going to try to blow it up just a little bit and still be able to show you the drill down feature. So here you can see if I were to select the little plus, it opens up the multiple districts. And then if I open up a multiple district, it shows me all the districts under the multiple district. That's a little bit right there, yeah. And then if I wanted to do another district, I would do another drill down, and now I'm seeing the Leo clubs in the area and service for each of those Leo clubs. So I could just look for mine. If there's more than one in my area, I will see all of them, but I will then see, what their service activity looks like over here. Okay. So I picked one where no Leos have done service. That's interesting. All right, I am going to stop sharing again. And at this point, I think I do want to open up Q&A. So if you guys do have any questions, let me know. I'm going to take the person who's raised their hand real quick, and then maybe Eileen, you can help me with reading the chat question. So hold on one moment. James, would you like to ask your question, please? You can unmute yourself. James, can you hear me? I am trying to get you to unmute yourself. Okay, well, we'll move on then. Why don't you go ahead and let me know what you're seeing coming in, Eileen?
Okay, we have quite a few.
Oh, great.
So Mia, at the beginning of the presentation, asked for multiple district Leo chairperson access. Can I see the list of Leo clubs progress assigned in my country?
Um, can I see the list? Can you say that again? What are they looking for? I'm sorry.
Can I see the list of Leo clubs progress assigned in my country?
You would have to use the KPI dashboard that I just showed you. That will drill you down to the Leo clubs, and you could do it by constitutional area, and you should be able to get what you need. The KPI dashboard is the report that is best to be used for drill down process and getting the totals that you are looking for.
Okay, Corrado asked, as far as I know, the Leo Club can be managed by the Leo Advisor, President and Secretary of the Leo Club, President and Secretary of Sponsoring Club. Can the Leo Club be also managed by other district officers, such as a district Leo chairperson?
No, I don't believe so. Let me double check but the districts are not the ones, no, they cannot help manage the Leo clubs. You can have view and you can see them and you can certainly access the reports, but you cannot actually manage and do any kind of member management or officer assignment or service activity assignment. So only the district admins and the multiple district admins can do that. They can do service, but when it comes to members, we have to protect the Leo members, especially the young ones. So Leo members can only be accessed by those officers you just identified, the sponsoring club officers or the Leo club officers, and that's it. Leo club advisor, obviously, is an officer of the Leo club.
Okay, Randy asked, our Leo charter is pending and should be complete any day. When will it appear as a link on our club page?
Not sure because Leo clubs have to be entered by headquarters. So as soon as headquarters is complete with that process and they approve it, it should be immediate. The nice thing about Salesforce, I know it's a big change, but the nice thing about Salesforce is the data is at time of management. So if as soon as headquarters approves that Leo club, you will see it that day.
Okay, and Mia is asking, I've seen in the portal that there is reporting for district and multiple district level. The multiple district secretary or district Leo secretary can report their activities. Is that correct?
They can't report activities. They can only see them,
Okay.
I believe. Let me just double check and make sure I'm not saying that wrong. Yeah. Yeah, the district level folks don't really the thing about the district and the multiple district levels is that they can view and they can see reports, but they can't manage and actually do transactions.
And then someone is requesting a copy of this video, and I know it's going to be uploaded to YouTube and also shared to our Facebook page. Is that correct?
Yeah, every single webinar has been uploaded to YouTube, our YouTube channel. Why don't I go ahead and put that link right now in the chat for you? Give me 1 second. Um, you can access this YouTube channel by going to into the Lion portal, and right on the home page are training videos, and you can click on that and it brings you right to this link I'm about to put into the chat. Oh, wait, why isn't it letting me do that? Hold on 1 second. Try that again. There we go. That's our YouTube channel video. Uh, you are welcome to go there and look at all of our training videos. They're all out there, including these webinars. If you are a member of the Lion Portal Facebook forum, I do post these right away after this session. Most likely by end of day today, it'll be out on the Facebook forum as well.
We had another question. Can the portal be managed by Leo district officers?
Now, I just answered that in the question before. District level Leos cannot manage clubs and do any transactions. They can only view.
Okay, this is probably another repeat. District Leo coordinators don't have access to enter anything,
No,
only can see the information like other members. Is that correct?
that's correct.
And someone else added, by the way, is there annual subscription for Leos?
I don't know what that means. I'm sorry.
Um, as the Leo district chairperson, how can I manage Leo district officers and request pins? This task was available till last year.
Yes, that has to go through headquarters now. There was there were technical challenges to move that over into Salesforce. It was a very complicated process, probably nothing that you recognized, but from a technical standpoint, it really didn't move over well. So there is discussion now with the Leo team to make sure that we're understanding the best way to manage that process, and it is in flux. So in the meantime, you will need to reach out to your Leo team headquarters and make sure that those are done that way.
Okay, Sue was asking, the problem I have is since going into the new portal, our club cannot see the Southland Girls High School Leo Club members.
And when you say our club can't, it's by person. So only certain people are going to be able to see those members. You're not going to be able to see Leo members unless you are one of those officers of the sponsoring club or one of the Leo officers.
Okay, and another question for missing club officers, who is authorized to report the missing officers?
The Leo Club Advisor, the Leo Club President, the Leo Club Secretary, or the sponsoring club president, secretary, or admin.
Another question, how can I become a Leo Lion, and can a Leo Lion become the district Leo president?
Well, that's outside of the Lion portal, so I'm not really sure the second half of that. Could you repeat the first part, Eileen?
How can I become a Leo Lion?
Yeah, so a Leo lion is basically a lion who has, I believe, become the majority, right? So you're over 18 and you want to become a lion and you want to maintain that you were a Leo prior. So as long as you served as a Leo for a certain period of time, you can then be added, transferred, whichever into the Lion Club of your choice and move over there as the Leo Lion, and it maintains your history as the Leo. So that's for anybody who served as a Leo. I'm not sure of the rules around that. If you have to be a Leo for a certain number of days or years, I'm not really sure. So I would go to our .org site, make sure you're looking up those rules and regulations and make sure you understand what they are. But as far as I know, as long as you've served as a Leo for a certain period of time, you can become a Leo Lion in a Lion Club.
Okay, do the Leo District Service activities get reported through the secretary?
I say that again because I think you said Leo District Service activities.
It does say Leo District
Yeah,
Service activities get
they're
reported through the secretary.
yeah, the service activities are only at the club level. They're not at the district level.
Why is it that Leos can't order anything except the Lion president or Leo advisor? Basically means shopping in the
Yeah,
Lions Club.
I don't know. If there's a restriction there, if there's supposed to be, I'm not sure if there's any rules around that. Um, I would ask headquarters, I would put a question into them and see, if there's any restrictions there and why. But as far as I know, I'm unfamiliar with shop. Lion Portal just launches you to shop and then you do your stuff over there. So, I'm not really sure. I would really highly recommend you contact headquarters for an answer.
Okay, this was, I think, a follow-up to another question. They were asking about a membership fee that we have as Lions. So I think I'm not sure if she was asking about the Lions or the Leos.
Yeah, the Leos don't have a membership fee.
Okay. How can a district admin enter Leo members and officers for clubs in the district that request your assistance due to no one in the club with access to computer or knowledge?
They would have to be requested through headquarters then if there's nobody, or you assign a Leo club advisor, of the sponsoring club. Um, that's as far as I know. You know what? Just repeat that question one more time. Make sure because the
Uh,
district admins can only do it for service activities. Nobody above the club levels can do it for managing members or officers. So I think that was a manage member or officer question, but go ahead and state it
yeah,
again.
it said, how can a district admin enter Leo members and officers for
They
clubs?
can't. They
Okay.
can't. Yeah.
Could you please clarify why the Leo Club president does not have access to the number of Leos enrolled in courses?
And no, I can't actually. I don't know why that's the case. Leo's signed up for courses is a learn system, I believe, is what you're referring to. And if there's no availability there, I highly recommend that you send that into our support desk if that's information you need to get. And we'll make sure we consider that as we move toward updating Learn. We're really hoping to get Learn into the Lion portal soon, but that is not something that I'm familiar with. So I would request that you send that into the support desk to see if they can answer your question.
Another question, by mistake for a member, the ad became reinstated. How do I put it back to new?
You can't, you will need to look to the support desk for help. So please send that in and we'll be able to help you change it.
Is a school Leo club secretary a student? Can they enter activities?
Say that again.
A Leo club secretary, it sounds like a student who's the secretary.
Hmm.
Can they enter activities?
Yes.
Okay, a Leo lion is a lion. I'm not sure what we're saying here. We use a Leo lion privilege given for our former Leos. They can't be a Leo officers because they are lions. Okay, so that wasn't a question, I don't think. Thank you, thank you.
Okay.
How do Leos get their pins tallying to the number of Leos in a club? Is it by payment or because a few Leos could get their pins and others are left out?
Yeah, I do not
Don't
know
know.
those
Okay,
types of rules. Yeah, I don't know because that's outside of the system, so I'm not
right.
sure.
Okay, I don't think I missed anyone. I think we're at the end of that
Oh,
list.
great. Okay. I see a hand raised. Jean, do you want to go ahead and ask your question? I am, yep, can you unmute yourself or no? There
Am
you
I
go.
unmuted?
You are
Yeah.
unmuted. Yes.
Okay. Um, I was just wondering, in my phone, I have two possible Leo clubs, which are very close by. I was just wondering, and they were thinking of doing like a membership drive together and stuff like that. But how would they were thinking of working together, but who would be in charge of like their finance and adding data and stuff like that? Would they each of their own clubs uh, be responsible, or is it, or can they join together but in separate clubs?
So you're asking about service activity and you're asking about two Leo clubs wanting to join together and do one project?
Yes, who would be in charge of adding that data in, in?
Yeah, it could be shared. It could be if there's Leo club advisors or officers in each of the clubs, they could share in the responsibility and split the data in half so it's not double reported,
Mm-hmm,
and do half for one club, half for the other. Or it can go under one of those clubs and it would just be all inclusive and whoever, Leo advisor or Leo officers of the one club can put all of the data under them. But it's probably nicer if it's split out just so that, they each get you know, recognition.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But okay, how about if uh like for the long term, like who can it, each club has to be responsible for these Leos, right? I would think, and not just one person in charge of both Leos of each club.
So each Leo club should have
Mm-hmm.
its own Leo club advisor, right?
Okay.
You could have the same Leo club advisor, I think, in both of those clubs. I'm not sure of those rules either.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think there's a limitation of putting the same person as long, like you said, they're like close by each other in the same area.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless of rules, a Leo club advisor should be assigned to those Leo clubs, and they are the ones who are responsible for ensuring that those clubs are reporting or doing what they need to do. And that's why they're assigned. They're a lion that is assigned as an
Mm-hmm.
officer of that Leo club.
So that would be the same for financial.
Yes.
So, right?
Yes.
You cannot put the financial under one umbrella for two clubs, two Leo clubs.
Yeah, I'm not sure of that either. Yeah, I'm sorry. But with the financial stuff, I know the Leos don't have dues and they don't have
Yes.
fees, but they have, I believe, levies. That's all stuff that's outside of the Lion portal, and I'm afraid I don't have those answers for you.
Oh, okay. No,
Yeah.
that's okay because it was brought up to me as zone chair, and I said I
Ah,
don't think so. I said I think each of the clubs have to be responsible for each of the Leo clubs,
yes.
and you
Yes.
cannot just have two Leo clubs under one umbrella. Um, and I said, well, who's going to be the one in charge? Is it the other club? Is it our club? Is it, I said, no, I was telling him, I said, no, each has to have their own, but they don't seem to understand that, well, we could put it under one umbrella. I said, no, because if you have any financial, how do you split the financial, the activities? How do you split that? You
Right.
know, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, and if there's still any confusion on how to do that, again, I highly recommend you guys call the headquarters to get direction on that. But it
mm,
sounds like you are kind of talking in the right way to them, so I would
yeah.
keep it going. Yep.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks, Jean.
Bye bye.
Um, okay, Edward, feel free to begin talking.
Yeah, hello. Um, so we actually been organizing some activities, and I wanted to know if it's possible we had a fundraising, if it's possible to push that internationally to the international body for the raise of funds. Is that possible?
I'm afraid you broke up a little bit. Can you say that again?
Yeah, I was asking, with regard to fundraising as a Leo Club. Is it possible to push the agenda of fundraising internationally to the Lions or the Leo Club body for fundraising to be done? Because I'm from Ghana, actually, Leo Club from Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was asking if fundraising is can be done internationally, where we push the kind of agenda or notice to the international body or international clubs for fundraising to be done. Is that possible?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure I understand what you're asking. If I'm hearing you right, you're saying can there be a push toward fundraising internationally? That if you're
Yeah,
requesting that the international office or the headquarters pushes fundraising as, just a communication, like to push it, that's something that I would need you to ask our headquarters, um, you know, service team or marketing team so that they can kind of work with you on that. Maybe the best avenue is to request that through our member service center so that they can make sure that your question gets to the right person. I personally don't have the ability to say yes or no right now, but I understand what you're asking, I think, and we need to push that further into the headquarters people who would need to send that message out.
that's great. That's great. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. All right, the other thing I'm going to put in here is the email that you can email your questions to if I'm not able to answer them today. Okay, so there's the support at lionsclubs.org, or you can call the US at that number. So feel free to reach out to them, our support desk, if I'm not able to answer any of your questions today. I'm sure that they will get you to the right division at headquarters. Okay, anything else that might have come in?
There are a few more in the chat. Some of them sound like they're for member services, but I'll get to the ones that sound like portal ones.
Okay.
Could a faculty advisor get Lion portal access to enter info?
I don't know what a faculty advisor is, so I will say no because we have very specific official titles, and faculty advisor is not one of them. So the answer would be no. Uh, Faculty advisor sounds like, again, somebody putting together trainings via the Learn platform. So that whatever reports are available over there and whatever you have, that's what you have. So if you're missing anything, please make sure to use that email or phone number and get your questions answered that way.
I'm not sure if you know this one, Liz. When a Leo member reaches the age limit, are they automatically dropped down or dropped out? I'm not sure what.
Yeah, that's a good question. I know in the past they've not. We've worked via lists and reports that are generated maybe, monthly, I don't know, regularly, where the headquarters will go through and make sure that they're watching those members. We call it aging out, right, of Leos because you have to be a certain age. So I know that they're monitored and that they're managed. I don't know if it's automatic or systematic at this point. But yes, we do move them out and or drop them in contact. I don't know if there's any contact going on, but there's definitely management of that.
And then one person just put a comment at the end that a faculty advisor is a teacher in a school, so they cannot get access to the
Oh,
line.
okay. Thank
So,
you.
and
Appreciate that.
that's That was the end of that. Yeah, someone else just added the same thing about the faculty
Okay,
advisor in the
great.
chat.
Okay,
And I don't think I missed anybody. I think that was it.
awesome. Well, again, I put the webinar link to the YouTube videos that you can go and look. We usually post these within a couple of days of doing them to the YouTube channel, but I do post this right away to the Lion Portal Facebook. If you want to join that group or a part of that group, you'll be able to see it over there pretty shortly. And thank you. I appreciate your time. I did see something. Did one more come in before I go?
No, it looks like it was just an error with the
Oh,
last one
okay.
that came
All
in.
right,
Yeah.
great. All right. Well, then, everyone, I really appreciate your attendance and taking the time to go through this. I hope it has helped and I hope it has answered your questions and you've learned something. Feel free, like I said, to go find these recordings and view them again or share them out as needed. And have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks again for your time. Bye-bye.